All right. Welcome once again to another exciting episode of 10 Minutes with Ronald, the show that nobody asked for, yet somebody is watching. Hit the beat. I'm about to move my feet. I'm about to drop this free. All right, no, stop. Seriously. Okay.
That was just obnoxious. I don't know why you allowed that to happen for so long.
All right. I'm happy to be here once again in Mass Potential Studios with my good friend, Mass Potential, a.k.a. Michael Ulysses Jefferson. What up, Amanda Barnett? I see you. What up, Juan Burton? I see you.
Thanks for having me.
All right, welcome. How's everything been going for you, man?
Good.
This is going to be a nice, relaxed show.
Okay.
So
All right, cool.
don't overthink nothing. Okay.
Can I get light skin
Yeah,
on
no,
that?
don't do that. And don't rub your hands. I hate when people rub their hands. Like, yeah, you know, I got something.
man?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I'm in the lab daily.
No,
Actually, working on the podcast. You're familiar with,
okay.
with my podcast.
Tell me, give a little plug.
Sure. It's called Talking Loud and Saying Nothing.
Okay.
First episode is going to be coming out this Monday.
Okay.
I'm thinking Monday at 8.
Okay.
Sounds good. This Monday, Ron will be our very first guest.
You already know.
I think what's going to end up happening, people are going to realize that we only know each other. And that's why we're just on each other's shows forever.
Perfectly fine.
In perpetuity.
Perfectly fine.
And so you can check it out on masspotential.net, or I'll certainly post a link from SoundCloud. I'm also going to post it on SoundCloud. I want to get a couple episodes before I move to iTunes.
Absolutely.
But anyway, that's on the works. So please check that out and feedback and all that kind of stuff. Also, if I can say, it's an advice podcast. So we want people to ask their questions so that we can give them advice on love and jobs, and I feel like I've lived a bunch of lives, so I feel like I can give some really good advice, and I've been known to give some good advice. So we need you guys to send your questions to TLASN, Talking Loud and Saying Nothing. TLASN show at gmail.com.
TLASN show
at gmail.com.
TLASN show.
Talking Loud and Saying Nothing, right?
Okay.
Cool. And then you send that, it'll be completely anonymous, and we'll answer your question on the show, and then, it'll be awesome. Also, if you want to be on the show, that would be awesome too. And in plug.
Excellent. So today's show is, for those of you that actually, thank you. Oh, see, Marilyn just posted the link.
Thank you.
That's what we do.
We
help each other.
It is a musical.
So let me just say, for all of my Game of Thrones fans out there, I watched a lot of this season and it was very good. Oh, are we talking about Game of Thrones? Ron didn't tell me about this at all.
No.
Okay. So I watched a lot, and after the Hold the Door episode, no one's holding the camera. No one's holding the camera. What do you mean shake? Oh, that's because we're moving the table.
Because we're gangsters.
That's because we're moving the table.
Tables
Relax.
everywhere. It's not
all right.
tables.
So, anyway, the point is, for those of you that actually watched Game of Thrones, after the Hold the Door episode, and I won't go any further than that, there were 3 episodes of absolute hot garbage called filler. And that's what today's episode is. Today's episode is filler. This is...
that was a good segue.
This is the bridge from the dating series to the series.
That's my favorite series.
If you stick around for the whole episode, I'll tell you what the next series is about. I am very excited. I booked the next 2 weeks of guests. I'm super excited.
That's awesome.
I'm super excited.
Awesome. That takes work. That's like...
It's been taking effort. Like, I've actually putting effort into this.
Yeah.
I blocked out programming through Election Tuesday.
That's incredible.
I have programming through Election Tuesday, y'all.
That's incredible.
You know what I'm saying?
I have programming for like the next week.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's foresight.
So I'm pointing at my whiteboard. So here we're in my studio. I'm pointing at my whiteboard that has a bunch of stuff I need to get done and like one show book. But that's not the point. The point is that's awesome. Because it takes effort.
Well, I'm working on it.
It takes to do that.
And I want to keep giving programming out. So, did you just flick me off, or is that how you push up your glasses? Okay. Yeah.
Sorry. All the fingers.
Use your whole hand. I don't like that. Okay. So, hey. Okay. So anyway, so yeah, I'll talk a little bit about the about what direction we're going in with the next series, as well as what I want to plan to do with the show going forward. So I appreciate everybody watching. And also, those of you that are watching, please subscribe on YouTube. Please subscribe. I'm trying to create, if you get a certain amount of subscribers on YouTube, you're able to have your own URL. So it'll be youtube.com/ohitsbigron. What up, Matt? youtube.com/ohitsbigron.
So all right, let's get to now. YouTube.com.
It's just youtube.com/XRIPACTURLFE 4545.
All right, Marilyn, can you type that in the box?
Yeah.
No, okay, don't worry about it.
All right, so let's talk. So something that's bothered me. Okay, so I'm at work the other day. Okay, and this is not work nemesis related, even though I know I have a lot of people.
I feel like we need to get constant updates
on the edge of their seats about the work nemesis.
I love that what you've created around that. Like, I'm just saying, nobody else ever would present it that way. But please continue.
Okay, so anyway, so the whole point of what I'm saying is, so I'm at work and I'm chilling and I'm talking, and one of my coworkers turns to me and says, "Hey, Ronald, have you seen the preview for Birth of a Nation?" And Birth of a Nation is the new movie about the Nat Turner Rebellion. It's a slave rebellion that happened in the South that was put down. And I won't go into too many details because I don't know them all. I don't remember them all from history class. But I remember it was a notable point that they always teach in history. This was the Nat Turner Rebellion. It was significant. And then, it was put down. And that shouldn't be funny. But the point is it happened. Okay. And because of that, they made a movie. So he turns to me and he goes, "Yo, Ronald, hey, yo, you're going to see this, man. That preview looks so good. Oh, my God, it looks so good." And I say, yeah, I saw it, and, I'm not too excited about it. He's not black. He's not white.
I'm about to say
he's
brown,
not white.
beige.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's not white, but he's also not black.
Okay.
So he turns to me and he says, yo, man, have you seen it? Oh, my God. Have you, and he got really excited about it. And I think I might have rained on his parade a little bit because then I was like, yeah, not really. He's like, "Are you kidding me? It looks so good. I bet you it's going to win an Oscar." And in my head, I went down a path about the Oscars. And I was like, of course it's going to win an Oscar. Last year, Oscars was so white. So this year, any black movie that comes out, they're going to be like, "Oh, snap, this is it." It could be, this was the year to make a black movie. Because now the pendulum's going to swing all the way the other way. And people are going to just be like, "Oh, snap, anything that's even remotely good, we're going to put it in there." Now, that's not taking away from this movie because it may be a fine movie. Like, it may be something that knocks me off my feet. I may be like, "Wow, this is an excellent movie." However, if it's not, I'm going to be upset if it wins a bunch of awards because a bunch of the predominantly white Oscar voting bloc all decides that, "Oh, snap, we got white guilt. We're going to push it back the other way."
Who are these people? Who are the Oscars voting people?
It's a lot. Okay, so it's actors, directors, writers, makeup artists, screen writers, producers. Like, it's a large block of people, and it's majority white. So, but that's not what we're talking about tonight. What I really want to talk about is slave movies in general.
Okay.
There's been a lot of them lately.
There has.
Give me your first take on slave movies.
Well, honestly, I don't watch a lot of slave movies, but let me tell you why. I don't watch a lot of slave movies because I feel like they kind of, sometimes they just kind of turn into they just turn into like either they're too light on this on the
slavery.
Yeah, like it's like, I don't know, it makes it seem like it wasn't so bad, or it makes it seem like it was the most horrible thing in the world. And don't take that the wrong way. Obviously, it was incredibly awful. Yes, but it's like just like gore and just sadness. I can't take it.
Okay.
I can't. I'd rather watch a straight up slasher film than watch a slave movie. Just because it seems, I don't know, man. And I also don't. I feel like it's an unnecessary excuse for just the N-word over and over again. Like, I think it's just like, man.
Like with Django, Quentin Tarantino made Django, and he said the N-word a lot in that movie. And I say he because he wrote the movie.
Yeah.
And a lot of people will use that as a framing device. "Oh, well, this is what they said back in the day." And I'm like, I just feel like you like to say the N-word because your next movie that came out was Samuel Jackson. They're trapped in a cabin. The Hateful Eight.
Okay.
Says the N-word a lot again, and I'm like, why do you like?
You just wanted to open that door, so next time it's like, oh, nobody will say that.
Yeah, they're gonna say about this Western movie. Okay, but so more about slave movies. So you don't watch them, you say, because they're either too far left on the spectrum or too far right. There's nothing really in between there.
And there could be, but I don't know. I'm just not able to make it through. You know what I mean? I tried to watch, what's the one? Amistad.
Yeah.
Tried to watch Amistad. I couldn't really make it through Amistad. I've never seen Roots to the end. It's not my thing. It's not my thing.
Does any part of it invoke any sense of anger or hostility?
Oh yeah, too easily too. And that's why I can't like watch it in movie theaters, because I'll be like, okay, here's an example of how I am watching a movie.
Okay.
I saw Fruitville Station in the movie theater.
Oh my god.
When I left the movie theater, there was police officers outside, and I wanted to punch each one of them in the face. I was visually angry about any police officer that I saw for like the next 2 days.
Yeah.
And my homegirl who went with me was like, you should not have seen that movie.
Yeah.
Like, you are doing the most right now. And I'm like, no, because he's doing the most. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he had a daughter, and they were just trying to go to the fireworks. Like, it was too much. And so that's how I get when I watch movies about slavery.
So I feel like for me, it's slightly different. I feel like I also get angry, and I feel like immediately it puts me in a Wikipedia black hole where I jump online and I immediately start looking up everything about the movie. I start fact checking it. I start finding out everything that's going on. So I'm sitting here, and when I watch 12 Years a Slave, I also start yelling at the movie in my head, because there's scenes in the movie where they'll utter a line or say something, and at some point in my mind I'll be like, I can't handle this. You know what I mean? Like they'll say,
what is it about it? Is it the movie itself, or because for me, I'm like thinking about behind the scenes. Like behind the scenes, there's some guy who's just eating this up. I don't know. I just can't. It doesn't seem like something that should be put into production for people. Like I only want to see like documentaries about slavery.
Yes.
I feel like it should be something that should be created and made into this.
There's something about it. There's something about it that comes to this place where you realize that a screenwriter wrote this, and then like a producer paid for it to be made, and then a makeup artist made them look like this, and then actors came and acted it, and a director told them how to yell, how to scream. If they're like, imagine the yo, Juan, we'll get to that in a second. First of all, let me just say, Jawad just asked, what snacks, drinks do you sneak into a slave movie? I'm not eating no snacks in a slave movie, man.
Even when you take the popcorn, you're like,
what am I gonna do with this? What am I eat this now? But no, when I think about all the effort that went into making it, or I think about the fact that in 12 Years a Slave, there's a pretty emotionally graphic rape scene, and I'm sitting there thinking, how many takes did they have to do that in? You know what I mean? I hope it was only one. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, this is harsh, you know. And I know some people will be like, well, that's dealing with the harsh realities of life, and I'm like, I agree that somebody needs to see this movie, but it's just hard for me to watch this over and over again, especially when you got, basically it was Django Unchained one year, the next year was 12 Years a Slave, the next year was Selma.
Oh yeah.
And then the following, now we got Nat Turner's the Birth of the Nation.
When was the Butler one?
Oh, and the Butler was the year before Django.
I couldn't watch the Butler.
Yeah, and so you got the Butler. Like, it's basically all these movies, and maybe it's not just slave movies. Maybe it's just movies about black struggle, which I insist they need to be made. It's just hard for me to watch them.
Do you have a problem with who makes it? Like, does it?
That's a question.
Is it easier if Spike Lee makes it, or is it easier if, I don't know who else?
Well, let me tell you. Steve McQueen. Okay. The London, dude based in England. Yeah. He made 12 Years a Slave, and he did a phenomenal job. Granted, I only watched that movie once, and I'll probably.
At least you watched it once.
Exactly. He did a phenomenal job.
Anytime, zero.
It's tough, man. It's tough. But I think these films are important that they're made, and they're important that people see them. And I'm happy in the back of my mind that they exist. But I think it's time that they start making movies about black people that did a good job and made it. You know what I mean?
Or at least more often.
Yeah, just I want more like Pursuit of Happiness.
Yeah.
More like, tell me the Jay-Z story. I mean, we're talking about a man that sold drugs and now owned a portion of a basketball team. Like, tell me that story, please.
I think that's awesome.
You know what I mean?
I feel like if these harsh stories need to be told, they need to be told documentary style.
Yeah.
I feel like this is the place where people who actually do history, know history, study this.
Yeah.
That's the place. That's where you should be getting this stuff from.
Yeah.
Not from a person who took a chunk of it.
Yeah.
Mixed it around and make it what he wanted to, or his vision, which is not, again, when the more of my vision it is, the less of what actually happened was.
Yes.
And then turn it into this, it's a sport. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. And this might be selfish. I just don't appreciate beige people making money off of awful history of my people.
Yeah, and that's the other thing.
But that maybe that's the wrong approach. Maybe what I'm saying isn't the right. Somebody's got to make money off of it, right? There's no reason to create it if money's not going to be made. No, even a documentary serves that purpose.
Yeah,
but
I think it does something to me on the inside to think that people are making money off of slaves twice. What up, Johnny?
Fade to black knowledge.
Making money off a slave twice. Like, basically, you made money off of slaves. And now you're making money off the dramatization of slavery. And I'm like, I definitely have some sort of issue with that.
The next step is like the 12 Years a Slave theme park.
Yes.
So it's like, let's make money again.
Like, no, the 12 Years a Slave experience. You can get locked up and pick some cotton for $30. You know
so now I'm paying you.
You gotta pay them to pick cotton and then give them the cotton back. You know what I mean?
You experience 3 months of indentured servitude before we just kind of kick you out.
You gotta sign this release though, and it doesn't stop till 3 months. Be like, no, but
I gotta go to work, man. I gotta go to work.
No, you at work.
Not today, boy. No, I'm just kidding. But not today, boy.
Yeah. But seriously, like, I think that idea, I struggle with that idea. But in general, I mean, I'll basically end that thought by saying I think it's important that they're made. I think it's important that people watch them because I think some people need to get any type of grasp of what slavery and the black struggle in the United States has been, and was, and still is in some cases.
But remember, we're dealing with, right? You've got the racist generation. Mm-hmm. Then you've got the children of the racists who learn to hate from their parents but don't want to pass it to their children.
Yeah.
And then you have this new generation of children who are so far removed, right? They didn't get any of that hate or they didn't get most of that hate passed down, but what they did get was kind of the I don't want to turn this into a race conversation. What they have is kind of the leftovers of the benefits of what happened. Yeah. So now they're so far removed that when they watch these movies, this is all they have.
Yeah.
And if it's already been watered down, then they're like, oh, it's not so bad.
So you're talking about a disconnect. You're talking about a disconnect. You're talking about people who still get all the benefits of privilege.
Correct.
But disconnected from all of the history that comes with
it. And even the hate, right? So they don't even know where the hate comes from. Yeah. They can't even have the hate. They can't reproduce the hate.
Yeah.
But they still benefit from, like you said, like the privilege of it. And I didn't want to bring it to this, but I said all of that to go back to say, and those are the people who we're producing these movies for. So those are the people buying the tickets and saying, oh yeah, that was bad, but it's great now that you guys can have jobs and drive cars. That's awesome. Yeah. We're all equal now.
Yes.
I drive a car, you drive a car. I have a job, you have a job. And the work side by side. But it's like, no, man, no.
There's more to it. And these are the same people that say, oh, this isn't about race. This isn't about race at all. You know, or they'll watch that movie. They'll walk out of 12 Years a Slave. Two of the same, all things being equal except for race, will walk into 12 Years a Slave and walk out with two different ideas. One walking out saying, man, I'm glad that's not happening anymore. And the other one saying, man, oh, God, this is why things are like this. You know what I mean?
And it's still kind of happening, just different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Selma. Selma is how I felt that way. When I walked out of Selma, I wrote, and if you go to ohitsbigron.com, I actually wrote a bunch of things. I wrote something about protesting where I was like, they protested the same way back then.
Next to Harry Potter.
Yeah, they protested the same way back then. They did the exact same things they did back then. And I'm like, and everyone assumes that the protesting people now, why are they blocking the highway? Why are they doing that? Like, they did that back then. They still did it back then. Like, people hated that. Why do you think they sick dogs on them? And when they were sitting at the counter, they like beat them up and shove pies in their faces and all that stuff. And that's the thing. That is all the part of history that, and let's be honest, they'll show parts of that in Selma and all that stuff, but I want them to like harp on that, like be like, hey, and compare it to protesting today and be like, hey, you guys know you guys are on Facebook saying you're destroying your own communities, and like this is the same thing that they've said for years, like since the 60s, you know?
Yeah.
Are you getting fired up?
Slightly.
Okay, let's go to my second black gripe. To bring that back down. All right, so we talked about slave movies, why I don't like them. I think I'll wrap again by saying I think it's important that they're made. I think it's important that people see them. I think it's important that people understand the history. I just don't I mean, I guess I could sum this up by saying, if you see me at work, don't ask me what I think about that new Slave movie or if I think it's going to win an Oscar.
I hate that it's a genre.
Yeah,
I hate that slave movies is a genre. It's not drama. It's slave movies. Like let's be honest. And then let's be honest, and then let's stop being honest about it because I don't want it.
Yeah.
Do not want it.
Yeah. No.
Like I'd rather just watch movies about real life black people experiencing those same kinds of struggles to create the questions, right? Like why couldn't he just go to the interview and get the job? I don't understand. Like why did they skip over him because his name was Daquan? I don't understand. My boss's name is Shaquan. And he's a great guy. Right? Like that's the thing. You see what I'm saying?
That's absolutely. I think creating some sort of like putting it in a place where you arrive at these questions where you say, so why are things the way they are now? You know? And this is kind of off topic, but have you watched the OJ documentary?
No, you keep telling me to watch it.
So again,
he's so upset that I haven't watched it yet.
I think the OJ documentary is a good framing device for that type of thing because it basically takes a large section of American history and frames this man around it from his beginning to his bitter end in prison, and it goes around the whole thing and it talks about everything that's happening in the United States, everything that's happening in LA, and it talks about how he was affected this, how communities were affected this, how black activists were affected by this.
I'm sorry, I'm tired, guys.
It's all good. All of that was yes, thank you, Mel. It was a snapshot, and you have to see it and understanding that this is the type of movie that you would actually go and watch and feel like it wasn't just necessarily about struggle alone. It really gives you a good point and say, see, when this happened back then, this is why this kind of keeps happening. Or I'm sitting here watching a protest and watching black activists say the same thing I heard them say last week, you know what I mean, or the week before that. And I'm like, oh, nothing's really changed.
So let me ask you this question. I'm the host now. Welcome to 10 Minutes with Maspo. Do you feel, this is how I feel. I keep hoping that like racism and the ideas of that we still are segregated in a lot of ways, and that there's still a lot of prejudice. I keep hoping that'll age out. Mm-hmm. Right? I keep hoping that like racists will just die, and then we'll be left with normal-minded, agreeable, equality-based humans. Mm-hmm. And so it bothers me that hasn't happened yet, because I'm like, I feel like this should have happened. I feel like enough beige people should have had babies with enough brown people, so we just have everybody's just light skinned and we can move forward.
So what's your question? Like, when is it going to happen?
So what about your feelings on those things? What I just said.
So I feel like eventually, it's never going to. You already answered this earlier, and you talked about there are really racist people who are having children who get some of the hate and some of the racism, but they don't want their children to be like that. So they end up with these children that are disconnected from the hatred and the history that comes there, but they still get all the privilege.
Right.
Until those people truly understand that equality is more than just you having a job and me having a job, but making sure that everyone that looks like you has the same opportunities to get jobs that I do. Right. Until they understand that, it's not going to end.
Yeah.
And that's the fundamental understanding of privilege is what will get everybody to be like, how can I get everybody actually equal? Right. He might need more than you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's hard. But that's hard, right?
That's really hard.
Really tough.
That's really
especially when
We're froze.
Oh no.
No, they can hear us, but hit close. Hit close on take out the recyclables.
I had to remember
to take out the recyclables.
I already did.
All right, we're back.
Sorry.
We're back.
But yeah, no. And so, what was I going to say? Well, so the hope is, right, is that we've got the racists, we've got the don't really want to be racist anymore, then we've got the we don't knows, right? Yeah. The hope is that the we don't knows learn and then teach the next generation. Yeah. So that maybe this one or maybe two after, then we'll all be good.
Are we unfrozen? Comment if we're back. Okay, good. Go ahead.
I had a really good point. But that's kind of the moral of my story. And I guess it's just all right, what was your
I'm sorry, man. Already know. All right, that was our
should be your segue.
Transition to the next segment. Okay. The next thing is that's my first black gripe. We're only going to do 2 tonight. My second black gripe is I'm tired of black people criticizing Obama as a president.
Why?
Because everyone keeps saying, well, he hasn't done anything for black people.
I don't understand that.
And every time they say that, I'm like, hey, yo.
Today, cool.
And I'll be like, hey, yo, my dude. Hey, yo, my man. First of all, if Obama getting elected and just serving for 8 years, if that was the only thing he ever did.
Not just elected,
yeah.
but then also
elected.
Like, they had an opportunity to say nah, and they said yeah.
And they said yes again. Yeah. So if him being elected and reelected for being in office for 8 years is the only thing he did, he has done more for black people than any of the past 43 presidents.
Finally, there was somebody in the house we built. Because that's our house.
That's it.
We built that house.
Man, you almost shut me down with that one. You almost hit the power button on me. See, and that's really my whole point, because I feel like I'm running into a lot of black folks that are like, basically, that are saying rhetoric. And they're saying, well, what has he done for black people? And I always bring up the same thing. I'm like, that thing he said about Trayvon Martin, he put his neck out on the line for that.
He did.
Because presidents don't say stuff like that. They don't go into a personal issue and say this isn't right and basically say it in so many words. Or they don't like when he did the thing with the black guy that was trying to get in his house and the guy arrested him for breaking into his house. When he's like, hey, let's have a forum about this. Let's talk about that. Presidents don't do that. You know what I mean? Like any of the little speeches, he goes down to Dallas and gives his speech and he talks about he still talks about anti-gun legislation during the speech. You know what I mean? Like there's things that he's done where he's put his neck out there and people are like, well, he didn't pass no legislation. And I'm like, he had to be a president for everybody.
Right.
Like,
and
that's just it.
They're for real. They're expecting like Jacques Sakazulu and like a backwards cap on. Like, just shut it all down. Like, no, he's still the president, right?
Yeah.
He's still the president. He still has to make decisions that affect everybody. Yeah. And he probably does behind closed doors say the N-word a bunch and stomp on his hat.
Yeah.
But what do you expect from him? Like he's one man. Like think about this. You guys are worried about one guy. There are how many people that sit in the Senate? How many people that sit in Congress?
Oh, here's what, friend. Let me mess with you a bit. You know how many black senators there are?
I don't.
There's 2.
Yep.
There's 2 black senators. 2016, in a post-racial society, 2 black senators in the Senate. I don't know how many are in the House. I know there's more in the House, but the House of Representatives is a little different from the Senate, where we're supposed to get equal representation. 2 black senators. 2. And everyone's worried about, oh, well, he didn't do more for black people. Well, who's he going to do it with? Who's going to help him?
Joe.
That's it. Because I'm like, he's just going to be in there. I got to push some of this black legislation through for these black folks. They got these black folks on my back. And every time people say that,
so quick.
And then people will start going out and talking about the numbers, like Umar Johnson, and we just watched him. And I think me and him came to the same conclusion, which is that
what do you think about Umar Johnson?
Umar Johnson.
Do they know who Umar Johnson is?
Umar Johnson. Just Google Umar Johnson. Google Umar Johnson. So the thing about Umar Johnson is that he says a lot of things that are true. I gotta say that tone again.
Hey, Alicia's on.
Listen to the tone. He says a lot of things that are true. But then he also mixes them with the way that he says them and with his own opinion in a way that you will start thinking that things that are not factual and are factual and true, which aren't true, which are actually true. You know what I mean? So, and I don't have a problem with that. I really don't have a super problem with him as a person because I think he does try to do a lot of good, but I do have a problem with people who start quoting him without actually fact checking him.
I think he's very quotable.
Yeah,
I think his whole approach is to speak with this like rhythmic convention. It's not just convention. It's rhythmic. It's very like almost like at the end you be like,
let me ask you. I ate a sandwich earlier today. Why shouldn't I eat sandwiches?
So what you got to understand, you see, is when they made the peanut butter and the jelly, not just the peanut butter, you see, because and what you didn't know is black man made the peanut butter, right? But that jelly, though, it's filled with all kinds of preservatives, extra sugars, and that's why, and you don't know this. See, they don't teach you this in high school, maybe a little bit in college, but we can't get to college, right? Ask Alicia, how many of us are going to college? So that jelly, you see, it fills your insides with sadness, and now you got the sugar, okay? And so you never get to the peanut butter, which is the black man's butter.
All right, wait. Okay, so The point of that was telling you how Toad and
Alicia loves the humor.
Basically, how Toad and body language can sell something more than actual facts.
It's and you just get drawn in.
Yeah, you're like,
you can literally say,
"Yeah, man,
I don't give y'all one a peanut butter and jelly sandwich right now, but we'll scrape the jelly.
I don't want that jelly. That jelly that's just privilege on
which is just prison food, essentially. At that point,
yeah, just a peanut butter and bread sandwich. Well, is bread part of the? All right, never mind.
Oh, hold on.
We about to go ahead. Oh yeah, bread. Let me tell you where bread came from. Oh, you eat bread? You eat out here eating bread? Bread was created as a construct. See how it's square? You go into the bread. Let me tell you something. That Snapchat filter, they want to put you in the sandwich. They want to put you inside.
Be real every another day. Now, who is real every another day? So not each day. You see, and the beige people would have you believe that you should only be real every other day. Be real every another day. But let me tell you something about that peanut butter. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
What are you really, like, you're just shouting and doing a lot of this and doing it, like, it's dramatic. It's dramatic. It's the same problem I have with preachers being in pyramid schemes.
Oh,
because you're just, you know what I mean? There's one, Thomas Felder. I love Thomas Felder so much because he can have you thinking that 5 links is amazing. And it's not.
No.
I hate when people use that power for evil.
Yeah.
Just get in the pulpit.
Say no.
About Jesus.
Yes. Hey.
Leave it alone.
Whoa.
Let's leave everything else alone.
All right. All right.
Is that the same way though?
No. Well, let me stop. So the bottom line is, just 2 black gripes. I don't like slave movies, and I'm tired of black folks criticizing Obama's presidency. And they're really gripes. I don't have any solutions. No. These are really just complaints.
But that's the beauty. But see, this is the thing though.
Yeah.
This is your show.
Okay.
So you can do anything you want.
That's right.
See, because
tell them. I'll do that.
This is how it starts. This one finger. kind of like 3D.
You know what? From now on, I'm not spelling bread with an A. I'm spelling bread B-R-E-D.
Good.
B-R-E-D.
Coming
Be
from
real every day. Be real every day. Bread.
You already know.
Okay.
So does it mean something?
No. Okay. That's it for this segment. But I appreciate you coming to my show again, man.
No problem.
And
I live here, so it's awesome.
This is the closest we've been to 10 minutes in weeks.
Really? Oh, is it only?
Wow. No, this has been like 30 minutes, but still.
I can never tell how long it's been.
B-R-E-D. No, we can't call it that. Bread? No. I just realized that means that like you bread? No, all right, never mind.
We'll figure it out.
Okay.
We don't have to figure it out.
Stop Bread 2016.
No way.
So I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about my next series.
It's called Be Real Every Another Day.
Okay. No, but seriously, I'd like to talk to you guys about my next series. I'm very excited about it. I am going to do a 4-part series on parenting.
Wow.
I'm doing a 4-part series on parenting.
Please let me be a part of this.
So next week's I will be talking to my friends Harry and Sherelle, who just had a baby.
Okay. Congratulations, guys.
The week after that, I will be talking to my friends Tia and AJ, who have young children.
Okay.
The week after that, I need a parent that has teenagers. Help me.
Okay.
And the 4th week, I have a very special guest. A very special surprise guest.
That's awesome.
And so I'm very excited about this. We are going to be talking about parenting. We're going to be talking about parenting. Juan, you got a teenager?
No, he does not.
No, wait, Juan's not. Oh, no. I said parents with teenagers.
No. This
parents
is not MTV.
with teenagers. Oh, okay. 13-year-old girl? All right. Juan, I will chat with you. I'm going to send you an inbox and see what your schedule's like.
Thanks, Juan.
So I'm going to be talking about parenting. I'm very excited. I actually have the series after that also already picked out, and I will be reaching out to people for that as well. So I would just like everybody to continue watching. Keep watching, keep liking,
supporting the show. It's good.
Those of you out there that can share, please share with your friends. Go on YouTube, watch and subscribe.
What was that URL again? YouTube.com/.
So we're going to be talking about parenting the next couple of weeks. I'm pretty excited about that. I got some very exciting things in store. I hope to start the podcast very soon. Right now, this is just the vlogcast.
I like that.
Whatever.
I like that. Vlogcast. That's new.
Yeah. And what some of y'all can do is, if you guys don't get to watch it live, you can always just like take out the YouTube app in your car and play it while you're riding in your car, and you don't even have to look at it because
similar to a podcast.
Yeah, it's just like a podcast.
Perfect.
Yeah, perfect.
Do it.
Do that. Yeah.
I wonder if we should just extract the audio and then just start posting them. Why not?
Oh man, I could do that. Oh, you already know. All right, but yeah, that's about it. I will be posting this on YouTube tonight. I'm not going to leave here until I post it, so I hope you don't mind if I stay a little bit.
I live here. So
okay. Okay. So, and I don't have anything else. Do you have anything you want to plug? Do you have anything you want to ask me or anything like that? Anything bothering you? You want to hash out?
No. Where'd you get your glasses from?
Oh, I should tag them. Maybe they'll give me free glasses.
Sponsored by
Sire's Crown Eyewear. They specialize in wooden frames. They are based in California, and they hooked me up with these glasses that I paid for, so they did not hook me up. I paid for these.
Are they comfortable? But
these are comfortable. They feel good. I get a lot of compliments, and in general, I think people like me more when I wear them.
I do, for sure. When you take them off,
Okay. Sire's Crown Eyewear. Marilyn, try to tag them. And also, my shirt says,
that ended terribly.
May your life someday be as awesome as you pretend it is on Facebook. Once again, I'm sorry, did you even plug something?
If you guys have advice questions, please send us an email, tlasnshow@gmail.com. And actually, we have a couple of guests in the chat.
Shout them out. Cool.
Shout out to Alicia B.
Oh. Show. Yo, man, you're heavy-handed. You be shaking the camera when you...
and whoever else wants to be on the show, please reach out to me. But we need those questions. If you have any questions about relationships, work, school, your dog died.
What about banging in the streets?
Drugs. Is that what you meant?
Slang.
That sounded really West Coast.
Slang.
Nate Dogg? Turning into Nate Dogg?
Slang.
Just... Everybody in the chat, if you could just give us like a smiley face if he also does this to you in person, because he does this to me constantly. See? He can't stop. It's like a drug. It's like a deficiency. He can't stop. Do it.
Slang.
Ron, how was your day today?
Streets.
Was that a language? Was that a language?
Streets. All right, let me stop. All right, no, I didn't want to stop your plug. Go ahead.
Oh, no, that's all. Just,
okay.
We definitely need the questions.
That's again, TLASN@gmail.com.
Incorrect. TLASN show, which stands for Talking Loud and Saying Nothing.
Okay.
TLASN show. I keep looking right here because I have it written on the board.
Yeah.
At gmail.com.
Okay. We will be watching, and I'm excited to be on your show once again, sir. Thank you again. You're a scholar and a gentleman. This has been an excellent show once again. This is 10 Minutes with Ronald, the show that nobody asked for, yet some of y'all are watching. I'm Ronald Young.
I also am Ronald Young.
All right, I'm going to smile to the camera till you turn it off.
He already knows.